What's poppin', everybody? Saberwolf94, and I've got the Dragonstorm mini set here. This is definitely a mini set, only 53 cards. This is gonna come out in Japan in a couple of days, and we never know how they're gonna release this in English. Maybe it's gonna be bundled in with fucking Forbidden Light. Maybe they'll mix this with the Ultra Forces cards. I have no idea, but I decided to review it since it's out. The scans are out here on Cerebi. I thought of reviewing this on PokeBeach because I think their scans over there, they've got uh, the stuff correctly. Because on Cerebi, it seems a lot of the times they have errors, but they've got errors over there too. But I prefer Cerebi, so we're gonna do this on Cerebi. So this set is a dragon kind of support set, mostly with dragons and dragon-esque Pokemon. What's up, Charizard? So hopefully we get some good stuff. I've seen some of the cards. I know what they do. So let's get to it. So the first one, Charmeleon. I know Charmander doesn't do anything. So this Pokemon, basically when you evolve this, you discard the top 5 cards of your deck, and any fire energy you discard, you can attach this to this Pokemon. Okay, so this is one of the ways you can build this guy quickly when you get to Charizard, but this is pretty risky too. I mean, you're discarding a lot of cards of your deck, and I mean, even if you get a bunch of fire energies, you're still gonna lose cards. So I don't know. Maybe if we get a card like Pokedex, I don't know why I just thought of that, but if you can arrange the top cards of your deck, move energies over there, or just do some shit. Maybe if we had Delcatty like from Platinum, then you never know, maybe. But because we use rare candy to get to stage 2 Pokemon, I don't think this guy's very good. It's actually, I think it's if you're forced to use this effect when you play it down, then that actually might be bad too. Because yeah, you're gonna lose a bunch of cards from your deck whether you like it or not. So if you're gonna go stage 1, stage 2 and not use rare candy, let's say you run just a couple in the deck, like we do, we run the stage 1s, a few of them. This actually might be bad. So yeah, the ability might actually be shit, to be honest. Flamethrower, 3 for 80 attack, I guess it's good, but it's not really the star here. The main guy is going to be Charizard. So this Pokemon, 160 HP, only to retreat. So its stats are decent enough, I guess, for a big guy. Now, the ability, it's not what it says here. Basically, from what I understand, is this Pokemon is going to do 30 more damage for each of your opponent's EX or GX Pokemon out. Now, here it says some other shit that it only does 30 if they have any of them out. But on PokeBeach, I think it's the correct effect. It's going to do 30 for each of them. Now, if that's the right effect, this Pokemon is going to be able to do some pretty heavy damage if they have a bunch of GX and EX Pokemon. So if they just have 2, Fire Blast is going to do 210. That's without any add-ons. So with a Choice Band, you're going to be knocking out significant things, and even without it, you're knocking out significant things. Now the downside is that your opponent can actually has a lot of control over this effect. They can just limit the damage you do. If they see, okay, you're running this guy, they might not play a lot of GX Pokemon down. But if they have to, you know, if they're relying on having a bunch of GX, EX Pokemon out, supporting Pokemon, what have you, I mean, the damage is going to add up. And everybody that's serious is playing Tapu Lele to get set up and to grab supporters. So, you know, by default, maybe you're going to be doing some extra damage no matter what. So this is definitely a very good Charizard. Maybe not the greatest Charizard, but, you know, Charizard cards are usually shit. And this is definitely a good one. We haven't had a good Charizard like this in quite a long time. I'd say maybe from the Arceus days, or maybe the one in Flashfire, maybe. And that wasn't even all that great too. But this one is definitely good. It's only a regular stage 2, so it's only going to give 1 prize. And maybe if your opponent has at least 2 GX or EX Pokemon out, you're going to do 210. That's not bad. You have to discard an energy too, but for a 3 energy attack and only 1 discard, if you can do over 200 damage and shit, it's pretty good. We've got Kiawe, we've got a bunch of ways to power this dude up. It shouldn't be that bad. So I'm not sure if this is going to be like meta, of course, but it's definitely a good card to keep in mind. Next up, we got the first or second maybe. I think we got Lysander is in Forbidden Light. But yeah, this is a Fire Prism card, Victini here, and automatically I'm kind of pissed off because it only has 90 HP. What the fuck? Like, you could have just been a regular basic Victini and you would have 90 HP, so that's not very good. It only has one attack, that's it, Infinity, and it's going to do 20 damage for each basic energy in your discard pile, and then you shuffle all the energies back into your deck. So I guess if you shuffle, let's say 5, it can do 100 for 2 for 100. That's not that great. I mean, it's decent, but when you consider it's a Prism card, 2 energy attack cost, and then you shuffle the energies back into the deck, I think this card is very, very bad. Like, it might be even the worst Prism card. I mean, I saw some Prism cards, and I'm thinking this is probably the worst, but this might be the worst Prism card. I don't know if there's any errors here. The effect is the same for when I checked on Poke Beach and here. You just do basically 20 times the basic energies in the discard pile, and then you shuffle them back into the deck. So yeah, 90 HP, not that good. Next up we got Darumaka. I don't think this does anything. Yeah, you don't do anything. And Darmanitan, it doesn't do much either, but it has some shit that might be good. So Heat Assist, you put up the 3 fire energies from your hand in your Pokemon any way you like. So yeah, you attach 3 fire energies from your hand. So even though it's not a basic Pokemon, being a stage 1, it's still not that bad for this strong energy acceleration, but it should have been from the deck. Because it's from the hand, it kind of ruins this card. I mean, I guess they're going to bring out Lady, which is a supporter that grabs energies in the hand, a lot of them. Of course, we have Professor's Letter and these kinds of cards, but it should have been from the deck. If it was from the deck, even if it's a stage 1 Pokemon, because it has solid HP, only 1 energy, and it's going to grab you a lot of energies from the deck for 1, it would have been good. But since it's from the hand, it's not going to be that good. And Darumabuet, whatever the fuck that is, Darumaduet, yeah, it's going to do 30 damage, and you flip 4 coins. It's going to do 50 more for each head. So I guess on average, you're going to do 130 for 3. Decent, I suppose. If you get more than that, then you're going to you knock fuckers out easily. If you get 3 and 4 and shit. So not the greatest Pokemon. A Heat Assist could have been better if it was from the deck, but since it's from the hand, I don't know. Probably won't be good. We've got other Pokemon with good supporting attacks that don't see play. So this grabbing from the hand, I'm not so sure. Okay, next we got Heatmore with the concept art from X and Y. Am I right? No, from Black and White. What the fuck am I saying? X and Y. Anyway, so this dude, 110 HP. Okay, I guess. Singe is basically just a burn attack, and Charred Breath. Ah man, I just got reminded of Darksiders now. Darksiders 2. The Charred Council. But anyway, Charred Breath. If your opponent's Pokemon is not burned, this attack doesn't do anything. But if it is burned, you're going to do 120 for 2. And that's pretty good. And there's some interesting burn mechanics in here as well. They're trying to make burn better and all that stuff. So it's not completely shit, but there are probably better Pokemon out there. I mean, if you open with this guy and you can do some fast shit with it, you use Cinch, your opponent's going to be instantly burned. And if they keep the burn, which there's a card that helps you with that, then you can do 120. So you're going to be doing 140, I guess, in 2 turns on average, if my math is right. But you're going to be doing good damage. At least it's a fast attacker. You can start using Cinch and then you use Charred Breath. Not that bad, I guess. Okay, now for the first GX, Reshiram GX. This Pokemon is kind of disappointing, to be honest. It's got 180 HP. Okay, not bad, I suppose. There's Pokemon that have 190, but it's not bad. 2 Retreat. The stats are basically pretty average, pretty standard, I guess. It's got Flame Charge. So you search your deck for 2 fire energy cards, reveal them, and it says put them into the hand, but I'm pretty sure you attach them to yourself. The actual effect is you attach them to yourself from when I check on PokeBeach. So yeah, pretty confusing. There's a lot of errors and a lot of shit going on with these Japanese sets, so take everything with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure the effect is you attach them to yourself. But even though you do that, it should have been better if you could attach them anywhere, because you're going to attach them to yourself. You still can't use Red Hot Pillar immediately when you do this. You're going to have to use Flame Charge and then attach an energy as well to do 110 4-4. That's not the greatest. It gives instant burn as well, and maybe with the new burn mechanics that can't be something, but it's not the greatest effect, honestly. It just isn't. Even Entei GX's attack, I'd rather do 100 for 3, honestly, and the burn, rather than 110 for 4 with burn. So that's not that hot, pun intended. And Vermilion GX, your 4 energy GX attack, you may attack 5, it says attack, but I'm pretty sure it's attach 5 energy from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it does 180, and then you can grab 5 fire energies from your hand, attach them any way you like. Now, once again, this is from the hand. That's not that good, man. I don't know why they keep focusing on attaching shit from the hand. I don't know, man, but 180 for 4, I guess it's good enough. If it just had a better effect, if it attached like even like maybe 2 from the deck, I would just rather just get them from the deck and get fewer energies, but from the deck, not the hand, or the discard pile, something like that. But yeah, Vermilion GX, only the name is cool. This is a mediocre Pokemon. We're gonna have to see. I mean, you can do some stuff maybe with the burn mechanics, but I just don't think it's really that good. Next we got Salandit and Salazzle. Man, we've got a million of these. This card is pretty interesting because this is like a poison fire Pokemon, and you got the flowers in the background. What the fuck is up with that? You're fucking up the flowers, man. You're not supposed to be with flowers here. But yeah, this doesn't do anything. But the Salazzle, I guess it's decent. Is another Salazzle. We have so many Salazzles. Seems every Sun and Moon set brings out a new Salazzle. What the fuck? But yeah, Ring of Fire. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned and can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. Now on PokeBeach, it says it can attack next turn. I don't think it's that kind of broken effect. I'm pretty sure it's just you can't retreat. So 1 for 20 with burn and you can't retreat. It's decent enough. And Flamethrower, you basically do 2 for 80 and you discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. So it's another fast attacker, a fast fire Pokemon. 110 HP with 1 retreat is okay. He's not bad, it's just we've got plenty of other Pokemon like this. Maybe with the burn mechanics, you can do some shit. You can actually, this might be good actually with the Infernape from Ultra Prism, since it forces your opponent not to retreat. Your opponent can't retreat. It burns them, does a little bit of damage. And with the new stadium, we're going to talk about that card soon. You might have a deck going actually, but there's a bunch of other partners for Infernape as well when it comes to burn. The other Salazzle from Guardians Risings that burns with his ability, and there are other cards like that too. But it's definitely a good, I guess, addition to the billions of Salazzles we have. Okay, excuse me. Now for the good shit. We've got the Kindra GX line, and we've got some Horsies. The first one here just does 20 as a snipe, but it's not bad. And then the other ones, the first Horsey and Seadra, they've got the pump kind of thing. A colorless attack that's going to do more damage for each water energy. So I guess even the little guys might be useful in right now. So you can do 10 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. It's a Horsey. And Seadra, I believe it's going to be 20, something like that. Let me see and remember. Yeah, 20 more for Seadra. So maybe this guy won't be that bad. I guess if you do have to attack with him, maybe you don't have Kindra in a dire situation. But of course, the main guy, the main cool guy, is going to be Kindra GX. This is actually a very good card. Uh, Functions on 1 energy, Kindra style from the Burning Shadows, Legends Awakened, even the Kindra Prime actually. So functioning 1 energy, Kindra style, fast Pokemon. So 230 HP. I mean, it's not the greatest, but because it's a fast Pokemon, I can kind of forgive that. 2 retreat, decent. Would have been better if it was 1, but it'll have to do. And we've got some interesting attacks. So Hydro Pump does 10 for 1 colorless, but it's going to do 50 more for each water energy. So essentially, if you got 1 water energy on this Pokemon, which you will probably do if you're going to use this, you're doing 60 for 1. If you put 2, that's 110 for 2, that's good. And then with 3, it's 160 for 3, costless. And if you put 4, you're in that 210 range. You kill a lot of GX Pokemon in 1 hit, and that's not even before Choice Band. Yeah, it's even before Choice Band, what I'm trying to say. So it's a nice little Pokemon. It might be a great Pokemon to use maybe with Blastoise in Expanded. And we've got Aqua Patch in Standard. It's pretty good. The sad thing is that this Pokemon, it might make Kindra from Burning Shadows obsolete because it just, I mean, that guy does more damage for 1 and can snipe and shit. But because this Pokemon has so much more HP, it's more right for the format. So yeah. So Hydro Pump, very good. Reverse Thrust, you switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon and you're going to do 30 for 1. So maybe you can do the hit and switch shit with this. But, you know, it's kind of maybe a waste since we can do a lot of damage with 1 energy with Hydro Pump. And Maelstrom GX, it does 40 damage to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So this might be handy, it's only 1 energy. I guess if you manage to spread a lot of damage through other means, you can kind of use this to finish things off. It's not a bad attack, maybe not the greatest, but it's not bad either. But the main attraction, as you guys can see, is Hydro Pump. I definitely see this Pokemon see and play, not sure how good it's going to be, but Hydro Pump is definitely a good attack. This is a fast Pokemon. Of course, it's a stage 2, but nevertheless, it's fast. You can straight up use Hydro Pump in the beginning, then attach 1 more, increase your damage, and then you keep rolling like that. So definitely a good Pokemon. Cool looking as well. Love Kindra. Great art. Okay, next up we got the fucking Magikarp, of course. Not gonna show the art. Oh, it did. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. But of course, this Gyarados here. This Gyarados isn't that good, I think, or maybe the effect is wrong. But when this Pokemon takes damage from your opponent's attacks, you put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So on Pokebeach it says on your guys, here it says your opponents. I'm gonna go on a limb here and assume it's gonna be for your opponent's Pokemon. So if it's like that, then this Pokemon is pretty good. It means every time it gets damaged, it's gonna inflict a lot of damage to your opponent. I'm hoping at least that's how it is. It might even be broken, but I don't know. If it hits your guys, then it's shit. But a stage 1 Pokemon with 160 HP is fantastic. I think it's even bigger than the one in Burning Shadows, the Gyarados. I think that one has 150 or maybe 160 HP as well. And while Tail, you do 160 for 3, very, very solid. And you may discard a Stadium card in play. I like that it's optional. It means that you won't have to discard your own Stadium when you put it out, because then if you run in this card, then you won't be able to run Stadiums of your own, since you're always going to discard them. But since this is May, that means that you have the option, and that's great. So you can run Stadiums. So, like I've said, if Stormy basically puts damage counters on your opponent every time you get hurt, like 2 of them, it's a pretty powerful effect if you ask me. Only a stage 1. We've got Aqua Patch once again. You know, a 3 energy attack for 160 isn't that costly. is a pretty good Pokemon. You put a Choice Band, you can actually get one-hit knockouts on things like Buzzwole GX and basic GX Pokemon as well, if they don't have the Fury Belt. So I definitely see this as a good card. The retreat cost is big as fuck, but I think it's understandable for a Pokemon like this, with all this HP, and if Stormy works the way it's gonna work, pretty powerful. You might be able to use this with Honchkrow from Guardians Rising. You might be able to use, I guess maybe Weavile, other Pokemon that take advantage of that spread. Maybe even Glaceon, Glaceon EX, Glaceon GX. These kinds of Pokemon that do more damage if your opponent has damage counters already. Gliscor from Guardians Rising, maybe I'll use that with this guy. But, I mean, I guess I'm going all over the place. You also need to use water to attack. So, it's definitely a cool Pokemon. I see this card seeing play, being part of combos and shit. Okay. And next we got Lapras. This card is kind of underwhelming, unfortunately. I mean, it's got 120 HP. That's good enough, I guess. The art, I actually think I like it. Usually this kind of art, I don't like it much, but I think I like it in this case, with the sea in the background. But anyway, Aqua Bullet basically does 20 damage and 10 damage to an opponent's bench Pokemon. So that's not exactly that bad. It's basically 30 for 1, I guess. No other effect, but okay. Hydro Pump, though, it's kind of weak. It's Hydro Pump, basically. You're going to do 70 damage plus 10 more for each water energy. So basically, you're going to do 100 for 3, and it's going to get stronger from here. But, I mean, I guess it's a basic Pokemon. It's not an EX like Keldeo, but still, there's better sort of Pokemon that are going to do more damage. And, I mean, with 3 energies, fucking Suicune can do 110 anyway. So I'm not sure. I don't think this Pokemon is very good. I guess you can attack quickly with Aqua Bullet as well. It's decent. It's not bad. It's just I think they're better basic water Pokemon by now. But it's there. Next we got Happy Ass, motherfucker, Whooper. And the other, your Happy Ass Evolution Quagsire. So this Pokemon is kind of cool for me, only because it has the effect that the Great Encounters Swampert has Washout. Basically, as often as like during your turn, you can move a water energy attached from your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. So you can't move it everywhere like Aromatisse, but you might still be able to do some combos with this card. And unlike back in the day with Great Encounters, in this case right now, we've got cards like Agarola. We do have our Dawn Wings Necrozma with Float Stone, and we can retreat, we can do all this stuff. So you might be able to move them around successfully and do some shit. We've got Max Potion as well. So I'm really digging this Pokemon. There's a lot of water support already. Aqua Patch, some good water Pokemon in here, as you guys saw with Kintra. We've got an array of other good water Pokemon. So this is going to be a great addition. Water decks might get much better. So definitely ability is pretty good, pretty good. And his attack, it might be not bad either. Hydro Pump. Everybody has Hydro Pump in this fucking set, it seems. But yeah, it's going to do 20 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So I guess if you have 3, you're doing 120 for 3. So it's better than Lapras. Then again, this is a stage 1 Pokemon. But he's not bad. I guess you can attack too if shit gets real, maybe. But you definitely want to take advantage of the ability Washout. I think I'm looking forward to using this. Might be pretty good. It's not Swampert, but I like Quagsire a lot as well. Okay. Next we got Corsola. I don't remember what you do. If I even checked you out. I think I did. I checked every card in this set. Yeah, I remember now. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So basically, you can snipe and do 20 for 1. If you got 2, it's going to be 40 for 2. And the more you put, it's going to do more times 2, I guess. But, yeah, you don't really want to do that. It's kind of weak. but the art is nice, again. Because we got Feet Bass. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, it gets protected from attacks. Okay, you're going to need that with 30 HP. And we got a Melodic. Very, very nice. Very happy about that. Looking pretty awesome. I think it looks awesome enough. And it's a pretty decent Pokemon as well. 120 HP, good. Only one retreat, that's great as well. Aurora Wave, it's going to do 30 for 1 and instantly confuse the opponent. It's good stuff, I like that. Attacking quick and instant confusion could be something. It's the same attack Espeon GX has, so I'd say not bad. And Aqua Split for 3 water energies. Basically, you're going to do 40 damage to the active and 40 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So in total damage, it's 120 for 3 in the form of spread. That's not terrible, but it's not the best either. I wish it did at least 60 for 3 base damage, and it spread 40 to 2 Pokemon, so it did like 140 damage total. That would have been better, but being able to spread like this can be handy a lot of the times. I know from experience with Kyogre EX with Dual Splash. Maybe you won't do much on the active, but that spread damage you can do might be something. You might be able to do some shit. So it's a good Pokemon. It won't be the heaviest hitter, but maybe with something. At least in total damage, it's not that terrible. Milotic. Okay, next we got Wishy-Washy. Yeah, this dude basically gives more HP to all of your Wishy-Washy GXs. So Wishy-Washy GX, that guy, the only good things on that dude is basically the HP and the GX attack. Nothing else. And the GX attack, to take advantage of that, you have to use something like Blastos and Expanded. So, yeah. So I don't know if this is going to help him that much. You have a bunch of these weaklings on the bench just to give it more HP. I don't know. Oh, but its attacks are increased by 22. Okay. Didn't know that. So that's actually much better. Maybe it might be a deck this way, because I know it has an attack where it just does 20 for 1. So if you have a bunch of these, you can instantly start doing high damage for no reason. Interesting, interesting. This might be something. And it's going to give you a lot of HP too, with a Choice Band, Fear Belt will have you. You might have a kind of fast, simple deck like this going here. We'll have to see. Next we got Trampage. It's over here in its own, but there's going to be Vibrava and Flygon, of course. They're not that great, sadly, that Flygon. But this dude, what does he do? Does 20 for 1 and hits your own guys. Or 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Man, I don't know. On Poke Beach, it says you hit yourself. Here it says it hits the opponents. I mean, I hope it just hits the opponent. 20 and 10 to all of your opponent. Mini Earthquake. That's pretty cool. Mini Earthquake. Okay, now we've got the Dragonite line. This might be the best Pokemon in here for me, maybe. So the first Dratini looks very, very beautiful, majestic, with the trees and the lake in the background. Very, very nice. The attack isn't anything special. It's just rap. But let's see the other one. We've got 2. This one has 70 HP and does 2 for 30. Very, very nice as well. And Dragonair. I don't think this does much, but let's check you out since you're one of my favorites. What? Why did you click on that, dude? Did I fuck up? But yeah, Dragonair, Dratini, very majestic Pokemon, and Dragonite, pretty cool as well, of course. So this guy has Dragon Tail. You flip 2 coins, so you're going to do 120, I guess, if you flip both heads. Waterfall, 4 for 80. It's not the greatest, but 100 HP for a stage 1 is good. I'll take that. Haven't seen that kind of HP in a long time, since I used Pignite in Embor and shit. Okay, so now for the great Pokemon, the main Pokemon, Dragonite GX. So this Pokemon is pretty good, 250 HP, 3 retreat, but maybe it's to be expected. Weakness to Fairy, standard stuff, but it's pretty standard for a Stage 2 Pokemon. It can do Dragon Claw for 170, 1 energy attack, always 70, pretty reliable. Automatically, when I see stuff like this, I like, because it's a reliable Pokemon at least, it's a reliable attack, you're going to be able to use that. Giga Impact, you do 200 damage for 4, and this Pokemon can attack during your next turn. And Dragon Porter GX, you, for 3 energies, any energies, you can put up to 3 Dragon Pokemon from your discard pile into your bench. So it doesn't specify that they need to be basic or anything like that, so you can instantly grab a bunch of Stage 2 guys, either GXs or regular Dragon Pokemon. So it might be good, might be more useful than the Ho-Ho GX attack. Maybe you don't really want to waste your GX attack for something like that, but Dragon Claw and Giga Impact are definitely great. I actually checked out Salamence GX as well, and even though that Pokemon is pretty good as well, I think I have to say that Dragonite GX is much better. Can attack quickly with Dragon Claw. Giga Impact is pretty good. You can get around the you can attack next turn effect shit easily, and it's pretty powerful. Doing 200 damage with the Devoured Field, with the Choice Band, and we actually have even more ways to bring out add-on damage. You're gonna knock things out in one hit, no problem. Now, accelerating the energy might be a bitch, but we don't have double dragon energy, unfortunately. But I don't know, like with lightning, I guess maybe you can use Magnetism, but that's probably not a great idea at all. It's too much stage Pokemon. But if you do manage to bring the energies, I mean, at least you can attack with Dragon Claw, do 70 as well. Giga Impact is pretty good. So yeah, even though Salamence is my favorite, I think, yeah, this guy's better, I have to admit. Good Pokemon. And next up, we got Vibrava and Flygon. Come on, move your ass. Move your ass. Oh my god, what the hell? Yeah, you don't do anything, just 50, not affected by effects. Vibrava concept art, I think. Okay. So, of course, Flygon is going to be the main attraction, but it's not even an attraction because, man, the art isn't that great. I don't like this kind of art, and it's not a great Pokemon. So basically, this guy is like a dragon supporter. As long as this Pokemon is in play, your dragon-type Pokemon will not receive any effects from your opponent's Pokemon attacks. I wish it was just any effects in general. This might have made it a little bit decent, but since it's a stage 2 and it's only from attacks, I don't know, 140 HP isn't the greatest. It's kind of so black and white generation HP. It's just too low. It should have been at least 150. It has only 1 retreat, I guess, okay, but there was room for improvement. The attack isn't that great either. Sand Tube, it's going to do 3 for 110 and it can't retreat. If any Pokemon can retreat, it should have done more damage, man. At least like maybe do 140 or some shit with that effect. I don't know. Maybe I guess if you're using basic Dragon Pokemon and you want to bring this guy out to remove your opponent's effective attacks, maybe I guess. But there's so many better Pokemon. You guys gonna see when we get to Altaria and shit. Oh, and we're right here, right about now. Okay, great. So the Altaria with Fight Song, Flight Song, whatever it is, it's Fight Song I think here. Yeah, is back. This Pokemon is gonna give all your Dragon-type Pokemon 20 more damage. Yeah, basically that's it. Does 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, all Dragon-type Pokemon. So this came out in Dragons Exalted, and as a promo, it got reprinted as a lovely secret rare too in one of the plasma sets. I think it was either Plasma Freeze or Plasma Storm, I don't remember. And you know, the deck with Garchomp, it was good, but it wasn't as good as people thought it was gonna be. Didn't wasn't a tier 1 deck, let's say, yeah. But I think this time this Altaria is gonna be better. We've got a bunch of relevant dragon Pokemon, some good dragon support here. You can obviously use this with Dragonite, boost the damage since it can use the first attack with 1 energy. You're gonna do good damage for 1 energy. Pile a bunch of Altarias and do good damage. You can use this, with any dragon Pokemon. This might even help me with Shining Rayquaza. Not sure how good it's gonna be over there because we're aiming to bring out a bunch of Pokemon stage 2 and stage 1, yeah. In addition to all this shit we gotta have in that deck. But it's definitely a good card, good ability. Definitely gonna see play. Dragon decks are definitely gonna run this for sure. The attack doesn't do anything. Its HP isn't that great either. The only good thing basically is the ability. I wish they made it a little better, but whatever. Got the rainbows and shit. Okay. Next up we got Drugidon. This is kind of modeled after the Drugidon, the original one. I think that has rough skin, yeah. Um, if this is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an attack, you put 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it was 3. When I read it on Pokebeach, it said 3. Now it's 2 again. The old rough skin Drugidon, you put 2. I think this newer one is put 3 basically. But it's a good ability, I guess. And Dragon Claw just does 3 for 100. I guess it's a decent little basic Pokemon. The ability is decent, I guess. Always hitting your opponent, having this sort of rocky helmet shit. Next up, we got Zekrom. What up? Cool looking, angry, like it's gonna transform into a Super Saiyan or some shit. Showing your power. But yeah, this is a decent Pokemon dragon, I guess. 130 HP, the 3 retreat, that's big. You can do Shred, 3 for 70. It's not going to be affected by effects on the opponent's active Pokemon. I guess it's decent. It would have been better if it was at least 80. I mean, yeah. And Bolt Strike, you do 150 for 4. And you flip a coin. If tails, you're going to do 50 to yourself. That's not good. But 150 is some big damage, I guess, for 4 energy. So maybe, I guess, since it's lightning, we could use it in things like Magnezone and shit. But I mean, why would you? It's a dragon Pokemon, so it's not going to give you any coverage. The first attack is kind of decent, I guess, though. Shred, typical. Next up, we got Kyurem. This one is pretty cool. If it's going to show us the card. But as you guys can see, it has the Outrage attack, standard. 20 damage and 10 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. The same attack they've had for a long time. But Frost Spear is pretty good. You're going to do 100 for 3, and you do 20 to an opponent's bench Pokemon. So 120 total. No really any drawback, any side effect. This is a Dragon Pokemon, so it's not going to give you any coverage, but I guess you can take advantage of the Dragon support in here. So this card is pretty cool, and it works with water energies as well. You can mix things up with Pokemon like this. So it's not bad. 130 HP is good. 2 retreat standard. Nice little Kyurem. Next up, we got White Kyurem GX. I am never gonna get used to seeing this Pokemon with this fucking art, man. These fucking wires and shit, like some sort of man-made Digimon Pokemon shit. Yeah, it's just they fuck things up in Black and White too with this. But anyway, I digress. So this Pokemon also has Shred, and it's gonna do 40 for 1, and that's not bad. This is a basic Pokemon, so it's going to be quicker than Dragonite. Does solid damage enough since it's basic. And once again, you can use Altaria. You can make a deck with this guy instead of Dragonite. Anger Blade. If there's any damage counters on this Pokemon, you're going to do 80 more damage on top of 80. So that's 160 for 3. That's not bad. You can put a Rainbow Energy on this since it requires fire and water anyway. So you can easily take advantage of the effect and do 160 for 3. Not bad. And the GX attack, Dragon Nova GX. 4 for 200. And your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned and paralyzed. Wow. I think it just said burned on Poke Beach, but even if it doesn't have the paralysis effect, is pretty strong. You're going to do basically 220 for 4, since you're going to get the 20 extra with the burn, no matter what. But if it paralyzes too, then it's great. Maybe it's kind of a waste, because if you're going to do 200 damage plus burn, that's 220. You're aiming to knock something out with this. So the paralysis isn't really, I mean, it's kind of a waste. I wish it did maybe something else instead. I don't know. If you're going to aim to do this high damage, you're aiming to knock something out. You don't want to hit it and paralyze it. But I guess it's there as well. So this is definitely a good dragon Pokemon as well. You can instantly attack quickly with Shred. Anger Blade is a good attack. Dragon Nova GX, while it's kind of a waste if it paralyzes, is a good attack as well. And yeah, basic dragon Pokemon, good stuff. The art is shit, and White Kyurem GX I don't really like, but White Kyurem, it's a good Pokemon. Next we got Zygarde. 130 HP, 3 retreat, okay. Rumble, if any Pokemon can retreat, 1 for 20, and Anger Blade. If any damage counters on this Pokemon, it's going to do 120 for 3. Okay, nothing really special, but another big basic Pokemon, I guess, that can do damage. Turnador, Explosive Jet, discard as many fire energies. Yeah, this Pokemon basically needs 3 fire energy to do the attack, and you can discard as many as you like, and you're gonna do times 50. So if you discard all 3, you do 150. If you put a 4th one, discard 4, you're doing 200, and you've got the option to discard less and do less. So this Pokemon isn't actually that bad. I guess you can use it as a Shining Rayquaza kind of dude, Rayquaza EX kind of Pokemon that's just a basic and only needs fire energy. You don't have to worry about lightning. It's going to do less damage maybe, but it has a nice flexibility between Rayquaza EX from Dragon's Exalted and Shining Rayquaza, in that it's a basic Pokemon, it's not going to give 2 prizes, and you can do more damage than Shining Rayquaza, where it's fixed, but you can also do less, discard less energy and do less damage to save energy, which is something Shining Rayquaza can't do again. So it might be pretty interesting. I just wish it was a different Pokemon, because Turnador, I mean, I don't hate the Pokemon, but it's not like it's one of my favorites. But it's definitely good. Might even try this with Emboar someday. But yeah, I like this Pokemon. Drampa, this guy is pretty good. So Drampa not Drampa GX, just Drampa. 120 HP, only 1 retreat, great stats. It's got Dragon's Knowledge. This is your standard attack, do a little bit of damage, and grab an energy and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon kind of shit. So in this case, you have to attach it on a Dragon Pokemon, but that's perfectly fine. It doesn't say benched, so I'm not sure. Maybe you can attach it on this guy too. Maybe if you want to do that. But no matter what, this is your Eviltol, Registeel, Raikou. You guys know, Landorus from Furious Fits. You attack and you grab energies from the discard pile. Slow energy acceleration, but pretty good. Pretty good effect on an attack. Works with any energy, so you're going to be able to use this on any kind of dragon deck utilizing any energy. And Hyper Voice does 80 for 3. Not that great, but I guess you can do it with any energy. So this is probably going to be a staple in dragon decks as well. At least that's how I see it. Accelerate your guys. And next we got the Como line. Okay, you've got the concept art, I think, and you look rather cool, huh? You don't really do shit though. And let's see what this Como does, if you're any better than the other ones. Yeah, I remember this guy too. With guard press, basically you're gonna do 60, and you block 30 damage, and it has synergy with the second attack, which anchored uppercut. If this Pokemon has 8 or more damage counters on it, this attack basically does 210 for 3. If not, it's just going to do 90. So what you basically do is you use guard press, do solid damage, I guess, and try to minimize damage on yourself so you don't get one hit knocked out. And if you've got at least 8 damage counters, you can use anchored uppercut for very high damage. So it's probably not going to be the greatest Pokemon, but I guess it's usable maybe. The other dragon type Pokemon we've seen are probably better, most of them. And I don't know, he needs a lightning for the first attack and a colorless, and then the other one a fighting and 2 colorless. It's kind of fucked up. We don't even have the double dragon energy. If it did the first attack with a DC, it would have been a million times better. But, you know, its stats are okay. You do decent damage, I guess, the first attack. You also block damage. Maybe. Just a dragon Pokemon. You got the Swablu here. Not gonna lie, I don't really like this art. But that's it. So these are the Pokemon. But we get some very good trainers in here too that are gonna help with the cards here. So we got our Aqua Patch reprint, and the first new card is Swap Float. So you switch your active water Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, then heal 30 damage from the new active Pokemon. So I guess if you're running an all water deck, this is like a switch for water decks that basically heals you as well. But other than that, it just works with water. It's a switch for water. So yeah, good water support, I suppose. Next up, we got Flint. This is a big card. This is basically superior energy retrieval, but only for fire energies. So I'm not sure why they did it like that. Created this card the way they did, because this is straight up superior energy retrieval, but just for fire energies. I guess they wanted to give us the superior energy retrieval just for fire Pokemon, and just choose what Pokemon can use this. So I guess they want fire Pokemon to have this kind of card. But yeah, you discard 2 cards, any cards from your hand, and you can search your deck for up to 4 cards and put them into your hand. Is it the deck? Because I'm pretty sure it was the discard pile. Oh, right. So I guess I see. So I guess you use this, and that's why maybe Reshiram GX and all the other guys, they might be good. We use this, I guess, and you're gonna bring the fire energies into the hand this way, and do all the fancy stuff. Okay. If it's from the deck, then wow. Okay, that's a much better effect. And wow, this actually is gonna make Raybor broken. This is gonna make my Raybor broken. I guess Magnezone can't use this in standard, but Embor is gonna be great with this. Okay, so great card. You add this shit to the deck, from the deck. Next we got Dragon Talon. Basically the dragon Pokemon this card is attached to. When it receives damage, you put 3 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. So like a mini Rocky Helmet, but gives more damage since it's exclusive to dragons. Kiawe reprint and Blaine's one shot. So what this card does, basically, it's the concept art of Blaine, cool stuff, but you can only play this when it's the only card in your hand, so that's already difficult. For each fire Pokemon you have in play, you draw 2 cards. So I don't think this is very good, honestly. One of the curators, I think, administrators, whatever, in the TCG Amino that I hang out sometimes, made a review for this card, and I think he was a little too optimistic with it. I don't think this card is very good, to be honest. It's you're gonna need a lot of. You only need to, it only needs to be the only card in your hand to work. You're gonna need at least a bunch of fire Pokemon to draw cards, and at this point, if you have a bunch of Pokemon in play, your opponent might have Pokemon in play as well, so you're almost better off using Chorus and Expanded. And in Standard, I mean, it's just you need to draw at least 7 cards to take advantage of this card, really. So I don't know. It's just Cynthia, even N, even Lily. There's just much better cards. So even if you're playing a fire deck, I can't really recommend this card. If you build your deck in a certain way where you go handless and you only leave one card over there, kind of like with Maxie and Archie, those cards, those supporters, and you bring out a lot of fire Pokemon easily, then yeah, you can use this card. But other than that, I think it's just hard to use, not that great. That's just my thoughts though. Next we got Zinnia, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Love those games. Could have been much better as well with the Battle Frontier and shit, but anyway, let me not digress. So this card can only be used when one of your guys died the previous turn. This is the kind of supporter this card is. You put up to 2 basic energy cards from your hand to one of your dragon Pokemon. So again, because it's from the hand, I don't think it makes it that good, especially with the first condition. But who knows? Maybe with the new card that adds fire energies easily to the hand, maybe you've got something going here. I don't know. Next up, Lance Prism. Come on, move your ass. So there's another Prism card with Lance. Looking pretty fly, burning here. And what this card does, you have to use this when one of your Pokemon fainted during your last turn kind of shit. You search your deck for up to 2 Dragon Pokemon and you put them on the bench. So I'm pretty sure you don't have to care if they're Stage 2, if they're GXs and whatnot. So basically this card lets you set up quickly if one of your Pokemon died the previous turn. So it might be good, but I'm not sure if you're going to use this over other Prism cards, maybe. Who knows? It definitely helps if you can bring out Dragonite GX, Salamence GX, big Dragon Pokemon like that instantly with this. But it's a one-trick pony, of course. And you're going to have to find a way to search this as well. I mean, we've got Tapu Lele, I guess, but okay. You got Vela Volcano Park. Vela. I think it's Wella Volcano Park. It's hard to pronounce. But okay, so this is the volcano shit from Sun and Moon. And this is the card that's going to help burn a lot. All burned Pokemon remain burned between turns, even if your opponent flips heads in a coin flip. So this is kind of reminds me of Heatran level Hex that just forced you to keep the burn and shit. So with this, Pokemon that burn and do all these kinds of strategies, they become much stronger, and you're definitely gonna want to run 4 of these in a burn deck. I feel like it's your only way to make that shit work, maybe. But this is pretty good. Salazzle can use this, Entei can use this. If you're gonna do burn with Infernape and all that stuff, yeah, you're gonna use this. Not sure if it's gonna be great, but we got the burn card. And for the last 2 cards, it's just Devoured Field and Brooklet Hero reprints. I guess they might make sense over here. So that's the mini set. I probably spent a lot more time talking than I should about it. It's basically support for Dragon Pokemon for the most part, but it's got support for Fire and Water Pokemon too, interestingly enough. There's a lot of it here. So it's a nice little set. The question is, how are we going to get it? When are we going to get it? I definitely see a lot of shit being played here, or at least being used in decks. Like for example, this card, the Flint here, I definitely see this card being pretty good. I mean, it's definitely great and expanded with Raybor, if you ask me. Very, very nice, man. Don't even need to use Lady when that comes out. This is definitely better. But yeah, good dragon support, good fire and water support. We get a decent Charizard card, a decent Kindred GX card. So when this comes out, I definitely see it being a good set. You should definitely maybe get this. Uh, dragon support is always good since they don't really do much. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends. SaberWolf94, and what's up?